welcome. Let's talk about social media. Let's talk about ad strategy. A lot of us just go towards Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok and all this other stuff and only try the organic way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think a healthy balance of both from running it for years is, I think, where we have capitalized and earned people's business through that. So I'm excited to talk to Tyler about ad strategy because I want to see what I can implement through RedX and maybe on my own. So Tyler, what you got for us, man?
So let me just ask this question, Tristan. Have you created ads that didn't work?
Yes, I have.
Do you why? Why didn't they work?
It was probably me boosting them, or
Okay.
they were ads that I thought were great, and I wasn't paying attention to the audience or what the audience wanted. That's usually when they don't work.
Okay. So we didn't plan this, but you hit the nail on the head, right? Is like
Oh,
so
there
this
you
is
go.
this is the biggest thing that I run into all the time when it comes to creating paid ads is people are like, Tyler, I've tried it, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I spent hundreds of dollars on ads and it didn't work. And it's like, okay, well, what did your ads look like? Right? What was
Mhm.
the content of your ads? But more importantly, who was your ad targeted to? And this is like marketing 101, right? Is target audience. And I get this all the time. I'm like, okay, well, who are you trying to target? And they're like, well, everyone in my marketplace. And I'm like, that is such a terrible strategy. Like you cannot market everyone unless you're a mortician, like where everyone's a customer eventually, like it just doesn't work, right? You cannot have a target audience of everyone. And
No.
and if you and if you think of it like this, I have a finite marketing budget, Tristan. My marketing budget does not have unlimited zeros. If it did, if I had unlimited budget, I would be my name would be ubiquitous with real estate. I would buy every billboard, every park bench, every shopping cart, every bus stop. Like my community would be so sick of my name and face because I would be everywhere. And I would just blanket a message to everybody that's like, hey, I'm around. When you're ready to sell, I'm your guy. That would be the message. But I don't have a finite I don't have an infinite marketing budget. It's finite. I have a small number of zeros in there, which means I have to spend the marketing resources and money on people that are closest to a transaction. That's the key, right? Is creating a relevant, personalized message to a target audience of people. And this is
Mhm.
this is like once people get this in marketing, and this is not just in real estate, like once marketers understand this, all of a sudden they're like, oh, now I know what my job is. My
Mhm.
job is to create a relevant message to a specific group of people, right?
Yes.
So think of it like this. Like I know I'm with RedX, so I'm a little biased toward expireds and for sale by owners. But if you dropped me into any marketplace anywhere in the nation, gave me a RedX account and a cell phone, I'd start taking listings from expireds and FSBOs in 7 days. Like that's just the reality because these are people that are closest to a transaction, right? They've already raised their hand in the industry and they're like, I want to sell, willing to pay an agent, or if it's a FSBO, you're like, hey, maybe we need to have a discussion about what the value of an agent is. But these are people
True.
ready to transact. So let's say, for example, that's my target audience. And I want to go
Mhm.
create an ad that goes to those people. I'm not going to create
Yep.
an ad that says, hey, I've got 22 years in the industry and I've sold X amount of homes. And if you're looking to buy or sell and have a smooth transaction, I'm the guy to use. But how often do you see that ad in real estate? I've got X amount of years in real estate and I've sold this many homes and uh, use me for a smooth transaction. And no
Mm.
wonder, no wonder we put something out there and don't get a return on investment because we just take that blanket message and just go to everybody in our marketplace. But imagine if you had an ad that said this: hey, did your home come off the market without selling? Are you frustrated that you put all the effort into selling and getting ready to move and it didn't happen? Well,
Mhm.
schedule here with an industry expert. Now all of a sudden an expired listing is scrolling through Facebook or Instagram and they come across a message that is relevant to who they are and the situation that they're in right now. That's how it starts that's how you start to have an ROI with ads, right? So
True.
the key is you have to start with a target audience and it has to be specific. And this is probably the biggest mistake that I see people make on social media is they just go, well, I'm going to target this area and I'm going to have this ad that goes and I'm going to spend $100 a week on it. And then 4 weeks later, they're like $400 and I didn't get anything. And it's like,
Yeah, well,
well,
we're
how,
taught to do that from the beginning though, Tyler. That's why, right?
right, right?
We're
Like,
not, we're not taught to like niche down on such a
right.
small area. That was a mistake I did so going back, because you guys started, I think, around the same year I started in real estate as a
Mhm.
company. And I was told go into RedX, but I wasn't given instructions, right? And I was like, okay, I'm going to cover everything,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to be the expired king of all of Los Angeles and Ventura County. And this is massive, millions.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Millions of people.
I failed so bad at that that I quickly realized I need to just pick two areas. And when I did that, I started getting listings. I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to this and this. That's it. And I think this applies to real estate on the social side. You're exactly on point, man.
Yeah. So Kent Brown. I heard him say this
I love Kent.
recently. Yeah, I do too. I heard him say this. He said, if you want to go big, you got to go small first.
Mhm.
Meaning, yeah, if you want to be the king of Los Angeles County, you got to start with one zip code, right? So if you're talking about social media, if you want to be the king of social media, if you want to go big and have a big presence, it starts with a very specific niche audience and content type. And then you grow from there. You grow as your audience allows you to. But nobody ever got big by creating content relevant for everyone, right? Look at Mr. Beast, right? Like if you don't know if somebody listening doesn't know who Mr. Beast is, you're living under a rock, right?
Yeah.
But like but even Mr. Beast who there's conversation out there that his YouTube channels are worth between 10 and 20 billion dollars.
Yeah.
He doesn't create content for everyone. He creates content for a very niche audience that's going to consume and enjoy that content. My dad doesn't watch Mr. Beast, for example, right? So it has to start with the audience. That's where this like the strategy has to start with who you're going in front of. And this is why like custom audiences and understanding custom audiences inside of Facebook is so important, because the moment we go place an ad and say this is housing, as soon as we do that housing disclosure, Facebook totally limits our ability to get in front of the people that we want to get in front of,
Very true.
right? They
Very
they
true.
limit they limit you geographically to a 30-mile diameter circle, which 30 miles for me is a million people. Like that's my whole county, that's a million people. I don't have budget to spend to get in front of a million people. I have budget to spend to get in front of 10,000. And I'm going to do that with $2 or $3 or $4 a day by creating a very, very specific ad that goes to that person. Okay. So let me share my screen here if that's okay. Can you give me access to
Yeah.
share my screen?
Yeah. Let me, that would be on Monch or Case. Can you make Tyler co-host,
There,
please?
there. Yep. He just gave it to me. Thank you much. Okay. So check this out. So um let me pull this up here because once so let me start with this right here. This is Seth Godin. I mean, godfather of marketing,
Yeah.
really strong presence in real estate, anticipated, personal, and relevant advertising always does better than unsolicited junk. Always. Which is
Always.
why if you go shop online for something specific and then all of a sudden all your ads are matching that, what it is that you were looking for, it's because it's relevant, because you just went and searched for it. That so marketers know, okay, well, now we need to create relevant messaging. It's no different as a real estate professional. And I believe, Tristan, right now, more than ever in the industry, we have to be good marketers, right? For
Yeah.
a long time, it was like, hey, we got to be great salespeople. Hey, we got to be great customer service agents. And now more than ever, we have to be great marketers because
Tyler, on that
yes,
point, I'd love to have everyone that's on here read or put it on their calendar to read this year. This is Marketing by Seth Godin.
Yes.
So I just finished rereading that, but right after the whole post NAR settlement thing, or
Yeah.
proposed NAR settlement, and man, that whole book is talking to the real estate agent. I asked Seth to see if he could do a webinar for us. He's like, later this year, yes, but not right now. But he said, read my book. And I was like, okay, I'll reread it. So I'm telling all of you, read the book. This is Marketing. It hits you right where it needs to for you to shift into this new world. Sorry, I need.
Yes. And no, and I appreciate that because it's the truth. We have to be good marketers. And this is truer more than it's ever been. But how do you create anticipated, personal, and relevant advertising, right? That's the real question. So audience is key number one. So like if everybody watching this, if there's one gold nugget that I could have you take away, it's that any piece of content that you create, whether it's organic, whether it's going to be a paid, whether it's for social media, or it's going to be in your Chamber of Commerce brochure, or a billboard on the side of the road, your message to the audience matters, right? Who are the people driving by that billboard that you want to target? And then you want to create an ad that says that, because you can't target everyone. You just can't, because that's not effective marketing, right? There's a billboard in my town, and it says something like, help you buy your dream home. And it's like, that's just not relevant for the masses. Might be relevant for people looking for their dream home right now, but there's a lot of people not looking for their dream home right now. So you've got to be able to create anticipated, personal, relevant advertising. And so I want to take people through an exercise. Okay. This is an exercise that I go through creating ads. We at RedX do similar things to this when creating content. And this is not hard. Okay. So if everybody's on here, we've got a bunch of people watching this. Grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you 7 steps to creating a great ad that will have an ROI. That's the key here. So, and just write it down really, really quickly, because I'm not going to share these slides, but it's so simple. And I'm not kidding. It'll take you 5 minutes. And if you spend 5 minutes, your marketing will be that much better than if you were to just sit down and wing it. Okay. So the first thing is you have to identify your audience, and you've got to be specific. You can't say my whole county or my whole town or my whole market. You can't do that. You got to be specific. So you might say homeowners in my marketplace with a net worth above $1 million. Or you might say homeowners in my marketplace who've owned their home longer than 7 years. Or people in my marketplace that have more than $500,000 in equity in their home, right? Like, be specific with the people that you want to address. In this particular situation, I'm going to use expired listings as the example. If I want to create ads that goes to expired listings, this is the process I'd go through to create the ad. Step number 2 is identify the problem that they face. Okay, so your audience, what is the problem related to the real estate market that they face, right? Somebody who has $500,000 in equity. Well, what's the problem? Maybe they have a hard time pulling that equity out. How do they access that equity, right? Or somebody who's owned their home longer than 7 years. Hey, you've owned your home longer than the average homeowner, right? And so what's the problem with that? So you have to start to identify, as it relates to the real estate market, what is the problem that this person faces? So expired listings is easy, right? Their home came off the market without selling. That's the problem that they face. Yeah. Step number 3 is you have to identify what they're feeling. And this is really important, because when we get to the part where we create the ad, you've got to have this content written down somewhere. And don't go through this process just in your head. I promise you, take 5 minutes and write it out, and it will make that much more difference. I promise you. But what is the audience currently feeling? So Tristan, obviously somebody expired, home came off the market. It's going to be one of these things or something similar, right? They're concerned that their plans aren't going to follow through. They're frustrated. They're angry. They regret, the decision that they made. They regret the agent that they used. They regret, whatever. Confused, worried, discouraged, right? These are all the things that an expired homeowner is feeling. And then you've got to identify what it is that they're thinking. And it could be multiple things, right? And that's important, because when you start to create an ad strategy, This is
Mhm.
what you do is you go, okay, well, if they're thinking 4 different things, I'm going to create an ad that speaks to each one of those things. So you've got the same audience that's seeing multiple ads that are specific to them, because an expired listing isn't thinking one thing, right? They're thinking a bunch.
Yeah, I have a clarity so that people that are watching can fully understand and appreciate this piece before you get to your seven. You said seven?
Yeah, 7.
When you're looking to create content, what Tyler's also doing here is he's also going to rely on the algorithm to serve the content directly to the audience based on who's engaging with it when he puts money behind it. So it's not like he's going to pick the audience in the back end and be like, oh, I'm going to target this specific thing. No, he's letting the algorithm do that for him. And that I think is the key piece, because we don't think of us creating content that matches a specific audience and then let the algorithm decide on who it serves it to based on who's clicking on it. So
Right.
I think I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes. Okay. So if an expired listing is thinking one of these things, you're going to write these down. Hey, I wish I'd listed my home a year ago. Or why are so many agents calling me? Where were these agents when my home was on the market? Maybe I'll sell my house on my own, right? What am I going to do? I've already purchased another home and can't make 2 mortgage payments, right? Like these are the things going through an expired listing's head. So then step number 5 is you have to have them feel something that will cause them to engage. Okay. So what do they need to feel to engage with you as the ad creator? What do they need to feel? So for an expired listing, trust, maybe hope, confidence, assurance, right? They've got confidence that their home can still sell, confidence in real estate agents, hope that they can still move forward with the plans that they made in their life, right? These are the different things that they're gonna create. And again, you can start to create a message of hope or of confidence in the real estate industry or of assurance that homes are still selling or confidence that, hey, you can still move forward with your plans. But it's crucial that you're going through an exercise and writing these things down. So what do they need to feel to engage? Because to get them to stop and consume your content, we've got to know what they're currently feeling, right? That's why these steps are so important. We've got to know what they're currently feeling, because if I'm going to create an ad that says, hey, did your home come off the market without selling, and are you frustrated by that? I want them to go, yeah, I am frustrated. I'm going to stop and I'm going to consume this content. But in order to get them to take the next step, right, to fulfill our call to action, you have to go, well, what is it that they need to feel to engage, right? Hope, confidence, assurance, and then what can you say to help them engage? So what can you say to help them feel what they need to feel in step number 5? Hey, just because you missed the peak doesn't mean you can't get what you need out of the sale of your home. Or timing the market is luck. You don't have to be unlucky twice. Better to sell
True.
now than to wait for more uncertainty. Hey, you don't have to change your plans. Homes are still selling, right? Something like that, because they're going to stop on the ad because you connected with them emotionally. They're going to engage in the ad because you made them feel something that they want to feel. They want to feel like there's a solution to the problem that they're facing, which is so crucial for step number 2, to identify what is the problem that they currently face. And then step number 7 is, what is the action that they need to take with your ad that would get them to engage, right? This is your call to action. This is the button, right? Learn more, click here, buy now, right? It's those. Hey, get a free consultation, download this, click here to learn more, click here to support, schedule an appointment, right? These are the types of things that they go, oh, this person made me feel hope, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to engage. And we go through these 7 steps, and then all you have to do is take those 7 steps and put them into the different portions of where they belong in the ad, and it creates an ad that will convert. That's the key there. And it's great to get impressions. It's great to be able to pixel and connect with people later. But ultimately what we want is we want people to click on our ads and engage in our content. That's the end goal, because that's what leads to conversation and connection, right? So you take step number 3, what they're feeling right here, and you go, frustrated that your home came off the market without selling.
Boom.
Stressed that you spent 6 months trying to get your home sold and it didn't work, right? And
Yes.
then all of a sudden, as they're scrolling, they're like, yes, I am stressed. Yes, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed at my real estate agent. I'm scared of what's going to happen to my family. What they're thinking, right? Frustrated
Yeah.
your home didn't sell.
That
Here's the
sounds like a
solution, right? Like step number 6, I put it in there and I go schedule a free consultation with an industry expert. Like it's not hard when you know the elements of an ad that converts. It's not a difficult concept. So if you know who your audience is and you know what the message is to those people, you can combine those for ads that convert, for ads that work. Right? So let me show you this because I've got Vortex and we've got Ad Builder in here. So let me show you this right here. I've got an ad created. So for people that aren't familiar with what Ad Builder is, Tristan, should I take a minute and show them what
yes.
Ad Builder is?
Do also
Because
quick question
yes,
from the will the audience get your slides or is that
I wasn't planning on sharing them, but
okay? What about
but
a
we can put this into a PDF and share it with everybody with those 7
perfect
steps for
the
sure.
set? Perfect.
Yep. Okay, so Ad Builder, guys and gals, is a tool that Redx has that does a couple of things. Number one, it helps you create ads with the simplest interface that you can imagine. And the reason why that's important is because the reality of this is that Facebook and Meta and the ads manager, they were not created for real estate agents, right? Facebook is a for-profit company, and so they went, well, we could build it for companies like Nike that have an ad spend of $25 million a month, or we could build it for a real estate agent who's going to spend $60. Well, it's going to go toward the more complex, profitable side. So the Meta Ads Manager is hugely complex, far more complex than the vast majority of us would ever leverage, right? And so simplicity matters. Very few people get into real estate, Tristan, to become content creators, but we know we have to create content, right? And so having the right tools to help you create content easily without having to know all the complex systems is hugely helpful. So Ad Builder does that first, right? It helps you to create an ad super simple. So I can come in and I can go, hey, I'm going to do an ad to expireds. I'm going to target either reach and awareness or likely to click, right? So if I just want a lot of people to see my ad, I can do that. Or I can say, show it to people when they're most likely to click and go to a website, because Facebook knows, Instagram knows, right? They know that if I'm looking at Facebook in the morning, I'm likely going to browse, but at 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm maybe going to click, right? So they're going to use those algorithms, Tristan, like you mentioned earlier, to serve up the content at the right time. So from there, I can select my target audience. Now, this is next to the simplicity. This is what I think is the coolest thing about Ad Builder, is because now I can upload a specific list of people that I want to target. So instead of saying, hey, Facebook, show it to all these people, and then Facebook limiting that based on geography, I can now say, hey, I only want this to go to my expired listings in my marketplace that I'm getting from RedX, or
That's
my
perfect.
sphere of influence that I've imported in here. If you wanted to stay top of mind with paid ads with your sphere of influence, you can import your list right in here and target those exact people. And here's what's so sweet. If I've got, so right now in my marketplace, there's 9,094 expireds complete in my marketplace.
Okay.
Tomorrow, that number is going to change, right? Because there's going to be new expireds and there's going to be expireds that go relist today. Expireds that come off the market tomorrow are going to get uploaded to my custom audience, and expireds that relist are going to get pulled out of my custom audience, which means now my marketing dollars, my ad spend, is only going to the exact people that I want it to go to. So when I run ads using Ad Builder, Tristan, I don't spend more than $2 a day. That's enough for me to get the engagement that I'm looking for at $2 a day, that I don't have to go blow hundreds and hundreds of dollars on ads. I can be super specific. And then from there, you create the ad. So I can upload an image or a video. I can use a text template that Redx has, and I can put that information in there. And I can go, hey, I'm going to drive them to redx.com and upload a file. I wonder if I've got an image here that'll work. Yep, Ad Builder demo pic. That's probably a safe one to use here. Okay, so it uploads an image. I can see what it looks like on the different channels inside of Facebook and Instagram. And then from there, I can select my dates and set my budgets. So maybe I go, hey, this one I want to run starting Monday, and I'm going to run it for a month, right? Maybe I'm going to run it for a month, and I'm going to spend $2 per day, right? They tell you right there, this is a Facebook requirement. You got to spend at least $2 a day. So I'm going to go, hey, $2, I'm going to spend $66 to get this ad in front of all of the expired listings in my marketplace. Housing, there's my disclosures for Facebook and Instagram. And now if I was to hit submit, this would go live to my Facebook page. And that's what you would see there. You see the ad, hey, frustrated that your home is sitting on the market, disappointed that you couldn't close the deal. And that's an ad that's going to go to that specific those specific people in my marketplace. So it's a hugely simplified tool to help people get ads out into the market with the strategy that you're targeting the right audience with a relevant message, which is key, right? Is having that target message go to the target audience.
Very true. Very true.
So it's hugely powerful. I use this in my own real estate business. I post ads for open houses. I post ads to expired listings. This is something that I use in my own real estate business, in addition to RedX providing it to real estate agents at a crazy low cost. Ad builder's $50 a month for them to use. It's crazy low, plus their ad spend. So I usually tell people $60 a month is what you want to devote to ad spend, and you can start seeing a return on your investment very quickly.
Yeah, this makes sense because it's targeted, man. I love this
Right.
a lot. You could do this for a community that you're farming, your database. You could do this for anybody. All right, questions. I think the chat initially wasn't working. I think we've got it working now. So if you have any questions, pump them in there. This is being recorded. So if you missed any, you want to pause it, go to the last link I put up there. It's on our YouTube channel. So rewatch there, pause it. Tyler, I'm going to go through the 7 steps too. I like that, dude. I think apply it to not just to our ad strategy, like paid ads, but to organic posting as well. I love how you outline.
I mean, this, like I said, this is the biggest thing that I would want people to take away, is that whether it's social media or print or TV or radio, you have to consider who you're trying to target amongst all the people that are going to see or listen to that ad, right? That's the biggest thing there, is you've got to go, who are the people that I'm trying to target? Because I can't target everyone. I can't have a message relevant to everyone. So I want to target the people that are going to transact in the next 12 months. So if I go put an ad in print, I want to go, hey, I want the people that this resonates with to be, homeowners looking to purchase in the next 6 months, or people looking to refinance, or people looking to downsize, right? Hey, kids move away looking for a smaller place. Check out this 55+ community, right? So the moment that marketers tie the power of target audience and relevant message, which if you're a seasoned marketer, you're like, yeah, I get that. But that's what's so wild is for those of us that have to be good marketers that maybe don't have marketing background or marketing experience, that's the one thing that for people it clicks and they're like, that makes so much sense, right? Relevant message, target audience, and when you pair those two together, I mean, that's where it starts to get pretty powerful.
Very true. We've got a question for you. Let's see where it is. Courtney, how are you? Thanks for joining. Will Ad Builder allow retargeting ads?
So currently, Ad Builder does not do retargeting. So for those of you that don't know what retargeting is people that engage in your ad once, Facebook allows you to retarget those people in the future. Currently, Ad Builder does not have the capability of doing retargeting. So if you're at the stage where you're like, hey, I'm advanced enough that retargeting is already something that I'm considering, then I would say you need to spend more time in the Meta Ads Manager and do things there. You can do almost everything that we've talked about right within Meta. You just have to understand the Ads Manager platform and the custom audiences feature. That's the key there to targeting who you want to target. So you could take, if you get leads from homes.com or Zillow or realtor.com, right? And several thousand in a database, you can target those people online very specifically using a custom audience. You just have to know how to use that inside of Meta. So that's the key there. We will add retargeting to ad builders functionality in the future. Just isn't there yet.
I like that, man. Thank you. And then send us that PDF. We'll blast it out to everyone because I loved it. In fact, I took a snapshot of your. Oh, here, I'll just show you what I did because
Of the ad.
Yeah, I want people to snapshot this, guys. If you missed this one, if you're going to create your own ads, or at least you're looking at what a great ad would look like, do me a favor, take a look at this, snapshot it right now, and then hopefully we get the PDF over to you. And the other thing, Tyler, I was watching on Facebook, us, right, talking.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to watch two great cameras on Facebook because the quality is insanely great, man.
That's awesome.
It's more pleasing to the eyes. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Courtney says thank you. Charlene says thank you. Mont says I love Tyler's camera and lighting. I love it too. Great point.
Thank you.
See, I got you. Thanks, buddy. Everyone, please check that out. I love what they're doing. And as soon as you implement it, I think you'll start seeing some growth and people talking about your brand specifically. The world's changing around you. You've got to change too. I like it too. Thank you so much, Tyler. Have an awesome day, buddy.
Always good to see you. Bye, everybody.